our universe. Take a look outside your window at night, and you will see a wide array of twinkling objects hanging on a pitch-dark canvas. The planet that we live on, Earth, is also a part of this wide space that you see. The totality of everything that exists, including all physical matter and energy. The planets, stars, galaxies, and the contents of the intergalactic space is called universe. But how did the universe come into existence? The Big Bang model or theory is the prevailing cosmological theory of the early development of the universe. According to the Big Bang theory, the universe was originally in an extremely hot and dense state that expanded rapidly. This expansion caused the universe to cool and resulted in the present diluted state that continues to expand today. Around 300,000 years after the Big Bang, atoms of hydrogen and helium began to form in an event of recombination. No stars had been formed at that point of time, and hence this period is known as the Dark Age. It was from density fluctuations or irregularities in this primordial matter that larger structures began to appear. As a result, masses of bionic matter started to condense within cold matter halos. These primordial structures would eventually become the galaxies we see today. The Milky Way galaxy, commonly referred to as just the Milky Way, is the home galaxy of the solar system and also that of the Earth. It is a spiraling galaxy which contains 100 to 400 billion stars and is estimated to have at least 50 billion planets. All the stars that the eye can distinguish in the night sky are part of the Milky Way galaxy. The stars, planets, the moon, and other objects present in space are known as celestial objects. These objects range from single planets to star clusters, nebulae, or even entire galaxies. Perhaps the only celestial body on which humans have landed is the moon. When astronauts landed on the moon, they found that the moon's surface is dusty and barren. There are many craters of different sizes. It also has a lot of steep and high mountains. However, the moon is devoid of atmosphere as well as water. Moon is the brightest celestial object in the sky after the sun, even though its surface is actually very dark, with a similar reflectance to coal. However, the movement of the moon along its orbit gives rise to various phases. Let us see what exactly causes the moon to go through phases. Phases represent the illuminated portion of the moon that we see from Earth. As the moon begins to orbit, the sun's light reflects off the moon, causing a different portion to glow. The moon has four main phases, namely new, first quarter, full, and last quarter. It takes about 1 week for the moon to change from one of these phases to another. In between, the moon is either a crescent, which means it is less than half full, or gibbous, which is more than half full. When the moon is growing, we say that it is waxing, and if it appears to be getting smaller, it is said to be waning. During a full moon, if the moon, earth and sun align and the moon passes through the earth's shadow, a lunar eclipse occurs. But since the moon's orbit is inclined about 5 degrees to the Earth's, the moon normally passes either above or below the Earth. Other celestial objects present in the sky which are visible at night are stars. A star is a massive luminous ball of plasma held together by gravity. Stars are visible from Earth during the night when they are not outshone by the sun or blocked by atmospheric phenomena. The sun is the nearest star from the Earth. That is why it seems bigger and brighter than most of the other objects in the sky. The sun is nearly 150 million kilometers away from the Earth. Such large distances are expressed in another unit known as light year, which is the distance traveled by light in a year. Light travels at a speed of 300,000 kilometers per second. The distance of the sun from the Earth may be said to be around 8 light minutes. Polaris, also known as the pole star or the North Star, is a visible star that is approximately aligned with the Earth's axis of rotation. While other stars' apparent positions in the sky change throughout the night as they appear to rotate around the celestial poles, pole stars' apparent positions remain essentially fixed. A group of celestial bodies, usually stars, which appear to form a pattern or picture in the sky, is called as a constellation. One of the most famous constellations, which you can see during summertime in the early part of the night, is the Ursa Major, which is also known as the Great Dipper or the Great Bear. There are 7 prominent stars in this constellation, which is shaped like a ladle or a plough. 2 stars in the bowl of the Big Dipper are called the pointers. Merak and Dube show the way to the Polaris, the pole star. Polaris is a part of Ursa Minor, that is, the constellation of the Little Bear. Orion is another well-known constellation that can be seen during winter in the late evenings. Orion is also called the Hunter. It has 7 to 8 bright stars. The 3 middle stars represent the belt of the Orion. The 4 bright stars appear to form a quadrilateral. Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, is located close to the Orion. To locate Sirius, imagine a straight line passing through the 3 middle stars of Orion. Cassiopeia is another prominent constellation in the northern sky. It is easily recognizable due to its distinctive W shape formed by 5 bright stars. It is named after the vain queen, Cassiopeia, in Greek mythology. All the celestial bodies that we discussed, along with the sun around which they revolve, form the solar system. The solar system consists of the sun and the astronomical objects bound to it by gravity, such as planets, asteroids, comets, as well as meteorites. The sun is the most important member of the solar family. It is the star at the center of the solar system. It continuously emits huge amounts of heat and light. The sun is the source of almost all energy on Earth. A planet is a celestial body orbiting a star that is massive enough to be rounded by its own gravity. A planet has a definite path in which it revolves around the sun. This path is called an orbit. The time taken to finish one revolution is called its period of revolution. Besides revolving around the Sun, a planet also rotates on its own axis like a top. The time taken by a planet to complete one rotation is called its period of rotation. A gas giant, also known as a Jovian planet, is a large planet that is not primarily composed of rock or other solid matter. There are 4 gas giants in our solar system: Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, and Jupiter. Let us have a look at Neptune. Named after the Roman god of the sea, it is the 4th largest planet by diameter and the 3rd largest by mass. Neptune is 17 times the mass of Earth. Neptune is the 8th and furthest planet from the Sun in the solar system. Uranus is similar in composition to its twin, Neptune, and both are of different chemical compositions in comparison to the larger gas giants, Jupiter and Saturn. It has the 3rd largest planetary radius and 4th largest planetary mass in the solar system. It is named after the ancient Greek deity of the sky, Uranus. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. Saturn is the 2nd largest planet in the solar system after Jupiter. Named after the Roman god Saturn, the planet has an average radius about 9 times larger than the Earth's, while its mass is just over 95 times greater than that of Earth. Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun. Jupiter has a mass slightly less than 1,000th of the Sun, but is 2.5 times the mass of all the other planets in our solar system combined. Named after the Roman god Jupiter, when viewed from Earth, Jupiter can reach an apparent magnitude of -2.94, making it on average the 3rd brightest object in the night sky after the Moon and Venus. It is the 5th planet from the Sun and the largest planet within the solar system. The remaining 4 planets in the solar system are known as terrestrial planets. A terrestrial planet is a planet that is primarily composed of silicate rocks and/or metals. The 4 terrestrial planets are Mars, Earth, Venus and Mercury. Mars, named after the Roman god of war, often described as the Red Planet, is a terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere, having surface features reminiscent both of the impact craters of the Moon, as the iron oxide prevalent on its surface gives it a reddish appearance. Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun in the solar system. Earth is the densest and 5th largest of the 8 planets in the solar system. It is also the largest of the solar system's 4 terrestrial planets. It is sometimes referred to as the world or the blue planet. Home to millions of species including humans, Earth is currently the only astronomical body where life is known to exist. Earth is the 3rd planet from the Sun. Venus, named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty, is the brightest natural object in the night sky, after the Moon, bright enough to cast shadows. Venus reaches its maximum brightness shortly before sunrise or shortly after sunset, for which reason it has been known as the morning star or evening star. Venus is sometimes called as Earth's sister planet due to the similar size, gravity and bulk composition and is the second planet from the Sun. Mercury is the innermost and smallest planet in the solar system, orbiting the Sun. The orbit of Mercury has the highest eccentricity of all the solar system planets. Mercury is similar in appearance to the Moon. It is heavily cratered with regions of smooth plains, has no natural satellites and no substantial atmosphere. There are also 5 other dwarf planets in the solar system today. A dwarf planet is a celestial body orbiting the Sun that is massive enough to be spherical as a result of its own gravity, but has not cleared its neighboring region of planetesimals and is not a satellite. Ceres is the smallest identified dwarf planet in the solar system and the only one in the asteroid belt. Its surface is probably a mixture of water, ice and various hydrated minerals such as carbonates and clays. Pluto is the second most massive known dwarf planet in the solar system and the 10th most massive body observed directly orbiting the Sun. Originally classified as the 9th planet from the Sun, Pluto was recategorized due to recent discoveries and is now considered the largest dwarf planet. Haumea is another dwarf planet forming a part of the solar system. It is the 4th largest dwarf planet in the solar system and amounts to 1/3 the mass of Pluto. Makemake is the 3rd largest known dwarf planet in the solar system. Its diameter is roughly 3/4 that of Pluto. It has extremely low average temperature, about 30 K, -243.2 degrees Celsius, means its surface is covered with methane, ethane and possibly nitrogen ices. Eris is the most massive known dwarf planet in the solar system and the 9th most massive body known to orbit the Sun directly. It is estimated to be approximately 2,300 to 2,400 kilometers in diameter and 27% more massive than Pluto, or about 0.27% of the Earth's mass. There are also some other members in the solar system. There are other bodies that revolve around the Sun. For instance, asteroids are a class of small solar system bodies that orbit around the Sun. They have also been called planetoids, especially the larger ones. A few other members of the solar system are called comets. A comet is an icy small solar system body which, when close enough to the Sun, displays a visible coma, that is, a thin fuzzy temporary atmosphere and sometimes also a tail. These phenomena are both due to the effects of solar radiation and the solar wind upon the nucleus of the comet. Another member of the solar system family is a meteoroid. A meteoroid is a sand to boulder-sized particle of debris in the solar system. The visible path of a meteoroid that enters Earth's atmosphere is called a meteor, or colloquially a shooting star or falling star. If a meteoroid reaches the ground and survives impact, then it is called a meteorite. To conclude, all we can say is that the universe that we live in is too huge a wonder to fathom or understand, and we cannot do much apart from being in sheer awe of it, as we always have been and probably always will be.